Hey guys, Sean Fury here with Sean Fury's Hero Training School, continuing our hero training video series. So, what do you do if someone you care about is relapsing into villain status and they're treating you like an object, like an adversary? They're taking their anger out on you. They're trying to take advantage of you. They're trying to coerce your compliance, and you're still in hero mode and you're just really getting pissed about it. uh, Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to send a rejection message to someone who's stuck in the villain role, because that's what they're hoping that you're going to do on a subconscious level. Because if you reject them, that'll just justify their choice to keep that sword out against you, right? And to stay adversarial, because they're operating from an assumption that you can't be trusted when they're in that mode. So you've got to just try to find a way to um, navigate around them while they're in this relapse without letting it have a destructive impact on you and your kids and your family and your goals, right? So you might need to use some distancing or some coping skills, some listening, some spacing techniques, whatever you got to do to try to get along with them without letting them hurt you. You don't ever let them mistreat you, but you don't necessarily break up with them over it. You don't necessarily fire them over it. You just understand that character relapse is normal and it's temporary, and it should only last up to like 2 weeks, maybe three at the most. If there was a really significant crisis or stressor that brought about this relapse, you could be looking at 3 weeks of dealing with this villainy. But you never put up with abuse, you never put up with mistreatment, and you're just going to try to not fight back with them. That's what I'm saying. You don't abandon them, don't abuse them, don't reject them, because that's what they're used to when they're in that mode. So you got to try to stay connected socially and emotionally, and just really give them what they need, which is collaboration. Just even though they're going to be trying to push you away, you're going to try to keep collaborating with them. What can I do for you? I can see you're upset. I know you're mad at me. I'm just going to go over here and take a break. That's fine. And you just kind of recognize the person's in a tough state. They're not behaving in a way that's going to be good for emotional intimacy with you right now. Now, if it lasts more than 3 weeks, chances are you're looking at a regression rather than a relapse. And the difference there is that in a regression, the person is probably choosing to go back to the way things used to be. They've just decided that they can't stand this whole hero thing. It's just way too painful. There's too much risk involved. It's too uh, collaborative or whatever. So they're not going to do it, and they're going back to the way things were. And if that's the case, and you want to be heroic and you want to have your best life, chances are things aren't going to work out between you and that person, because you have goals that are mutually exclusive. They're antagonistic of one another, right? So, um, the minion, what you don't want to do to the minion is punish them, right? Uh, I talked before about how if somebody comes and they pollute your home, you can talk to them and send them on their way, right? Now, you don't want to do that in a way that's aggressive or like kicking at them out of the house, because all that does is make them feel less than. It makes them not like themselves, like they just aren't worth it. They couldn't hack it. Nobody likes them. So they might even feel neglected now, and that all just kind of wraps right into that whole minion thing. So you can bypass that by holding them accountable, telling them they can't be in your place when you're like that. But I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. I look forward to having dinner with you Friday. I want to see you on Thursday on my day off. Let's get together. And you make sure they understand that they're still connected, they're still included, you're still part of the team, and we're just not going to do this right now. Uh, there's a little temporary disconnection happening here between us, but overall we're still good, right? So we'll talk a little bit about the saboteur in a minute.